Alrighty, good morning everybody. It is Thursday, March 28th, 2024, just coming into the Easter weekend here. So as everybody should be aware, tomorrow is Good Friday. The markets are closed, or at least I know the CME will be closed, so no futures going on. And then we have Easter this weekend. So this will be our last broadcast until Monday. And I just wanted to say happy Easter to those that celebrate, and hope you guys have a good extended weekend. With that being said, let's go ahead and just jump right into things here. So we're going to go back to yesterday and see how the market did. Now, for those of you that were in the morning broadcast, I pointed out that there was something, in my opinion, in the chart somewhere around 53.10 to 11. That was kind of like, if you were in the news report this morning or in the broadcast yesterday, I gave you that little pocket as an expected area of resistance if the bulls were to go ahead and break out through the previous daily high. So that was kind of a little cheat there for those that were in the broadcast in the morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened here. So again, we're in this battle between the highs of last week and the lows of this week, where we have really equal arguments for either side. So it's hard to really stick with the direction until we can see specific levels hold, right? So we said if price couldn't hold above 50% of the day before, then we were expecting a deeper pullback. But if the price could hold above 50% of the previous day, we were expecting a retest of the previous daily high. And then whatever happened after that, they could peak above and fail, they could break out. And if they broke out, we were expecting resistance around 53.10, and then up at our next target 53.30-31 there. So let's see what happened. The market opened. We were up above 50% of the previous day, but it was a very obvious failure all the way down into it. And then here is that typical bearish setup where you get a failure through VWAP, you get your crossover, you get the kiss of the back end of the 200 moving average to the tick. So you had a great opportunity to get short there, just about within an hour of the open, I believe. And then from there, as you can see, our next roadmap level, our next expected support, was exactly where the market got its biggest rotation of the day. So we came down, you could have grabbed just about 7-8 points, took profit just in front of here, and basically got out of your trade right at the low of the day. Again, another example where our roadmap levels are basically highlighting some of the best rotations to capitalize on. And you can see that not only was it a tag of the 200 here on this short, but it was also a tag nearly to the tick of the holy orange power level once again, right? So maybe when the market opened, a little bit ambivalent there as to what was going to happen. We were holding basically to the tick off of one of our other roadmap levels, but then they went ahead and failed, and you even got very, very short time frame, you got that little failure through it, kiss right off of it, and then we started to step down the VWAP and then come in. You even got a bounce to the tick off the Hopel. It just didn't quite go anywhere, and then that failure happened, and then there was your typical tag of the back end of the 200 in a bearish market there. Now, you could have also bought the previous daily close, right, and you would have made money here a couple times until they really shot through it there. And actually this break, I know it might look like a lot on this chart, but this break wasn't even more than a point and a half there, 1.75. So it never was able to even break the previous daily close by not even 2 points. So you could have actually bought anywhere down here, not taken on nearly any risk, and then you would have bought and captured the major rotation of the day, and you could have got this whole push of about 30-40 points to the upside. Again, that's all theoretical, whether you would have held on to your trade or anything like that. But again, nailed the low of the day. You got a beautiful short opportunity just as the market was failing. Could have even shorted the back end of the VWAP here as it failed through, came right to the back end, and then came to the back end again. And then on the bounce, look at how many times the market had rejections right off the Hopel again. So I think it's now the third day this week where we had 5-6 tests of the Hopel and perfect rotations off of it. So you could have grabbed a couple short opportunities off of Hopel there. Of course, on these last two tests, we basically held the 200, right? This one a lot more obvious. This one was like kind of a duck through, but we held VWAP, or the 200, held the 200 again, and then it got a little tricky, but finally we got this nice push at the end of the day, and we came right up, the high of the day being just a couple points from our next expected resistance. And then from there, look at what's happening. We got a pullback, and now we're just chopping around over in that area. So let's go ahead and see what happened in the overnight session here. Obviously, you had to be really aggressive at the end of the day here, and this is what we see. How many times have I said, when we're in a strong directional market one way or the other, your FMA is going to be your best friend, and you'll just see this thing ride and ride and ride this in these type of markets. So you did have a lot of good opportunities to try and get long out of there, and again, hopefully take some profit around 53.10. And again, if you did that, you basically nailed the rotation at the end of the day. That brought us here into the overnight session for this morning, and as you can see, it's just been a total chop fest. 53.08 quarter here is where the market closed. I don't know what's going on with NinjaTrader, because right now NinjaTrader on some of my charts is saying the close was 53.10, and then on some of the others it's saying it's 53.08 quarter. When I come back to my 512, a short time frame, and I look at where this candle closed, it was 08 quarter. So it's one of those things, NinjaTrader, sometimes the data gets a little messed up. And I think 53.08 quarter is the actual true close at the end of yesterday. And as you can see, all through the overnight session, they've been tagging into it and failing, sometimes peeking through this one point just about a half hour ago. And now you can see maybe we're going to start to trend back up above it. But that's basically the overnight there. Nothing super sexy to talk about. They've just been kind of popping around in a tight range. So that brings us to our pre-market for this morning. Let's go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames and see what they have to say for today.